Hey, welcome back. I'm going to post today's trading from this morning. I did a live stream with the Strong Trader over in the Discord. If you're not a part of the Discord, join with the link below. Today, I made about $200-300 on stream. Ended up pretty much break even on the day. We'll do a trade review, but that's not what this is about. We're going to get right into it. Enjoy the live stream. Take care.
You're a bold man. You're a bold
I mean, when I'm
man.
stabbing at this thing break even, like to me, it's not a big deal because I'm, able to get 5, 6,
Yeah.
7 contracts on sometimes and lose $50. Like if it works, the upside is there. So it's like, ain't too big of a deal.
Yeah. Yeah, no, me and you were talking about this yesterday, the idea of like, taking the stab and then just taking little paper cuts here and there. It's the concept of either you have a high hit rate, low R multiple, or vice versa, right? You have a low hit rate, high R multiple. But you don't really get both, unfortunately, unless you're like an insane sniper.
Yeah, and people don't even think about like how does that influence their psychology, because I've seen too many people in recent times where the losing streaks just eat them alive, and I'm like, so how is that beneficial to have a super low win rate? Like imagine winning 1 out of 10 trades. I don't think I'd feel too great about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't. It's hard. It's not for the faint of heart. That's for sure. It's definitely something where it's it takes a lot to get used to, and you're like, I always ask everyone like, do you like having a high hit rate? Like, does that make you feel better? If it does, maybe stick with it, right? Like what you're doing, wider stops, that type of stuff. But if you can handle taking quite a few paper cuts, and then you have your big winner, then go for it. But yeah, it takes a unique.
So what are you looking at for today? VWAP's kind of a mile below
Yeah,
us, right? VWAP's a
say
little
it
bit
again.
below us. What are you looking for today?
Yeah, so what I'm really interested, I just put in the game plan, is on NQ. We didn't backfill the gap yet,
Yeah.
completely, and like that, that gap still needs to be backfilled. The one from 2 days ago. So pretty much, if we trade, I'm watching 18,750 ish. 18,800 around there. It is confluence with the 21 daily moving average for NQ and VWAP at the moment. So if we happen to lose that, like I feel like we're going to trade down to the lows and then probably eventually fill the gap. Definitely, it's going to be a morning for me of patience. But on the flip side, like it's such a nice little sweep into 18,600 overnight, and then now reclaiming it and bouncing, and then we had like the bullish bounce off the 21, like we had the extension pullback, bounce. So easily that could have, this could just continue higher.
Yeah, I mean, I see that scenario. I saw that first, but I do think like we need to come back into that gap at some point. It's massive. I think it's 250 points on NQ, so not going to just leave it like that. I don't think. Right? Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, because I mean, I'm looking at other names here too. Like YM filled its gap already, so there's nothing, nothing there to really trade with. And then, did ES fill the gap or anything else? I haven't been looking at RTY lately at
Apparently
all
it's
and
been
trading it, just
strong,
because
right?
it's just been. No, it's been weak. It's just like I feel like that thing only goes down. So
okay, that got me break even on that one.
yeah,
I tried it
it
though.
is.
Tried it. I was in that trade for 2 contracts break even. So it's if it works, cool. If not, I make $3. So I and if you trade a low time frame, I feel like you could get away with a lot of that stuff. But the structure overall,
Yeah.
I did like some longs close to this weird ass data wick. I don't know what the hell this was.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
just
weird.
random.
Yeah. What chart? What chart is that? 1
Yeah.
minute chart. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna be super patient today and at the open and just kind of let this
Yeah,
play
and if
out.
we didn't get an immediate push out of this little gap right here from yesterday's New Day Open, then I don't expect it to be a crazy quick mover. Like,
I don't know. The open's so tricky, dude. It's always like I only like trading the open when I feel like I'm comfortable now with it. I only like to trade it if it's like literally opening right at a specific location where I'm like, oh, there's confluence here. This makes sense. This makes sense. This makes sense. But if it doesn't open right there specifically, I'm like, I don't want to be
It's
involved
very
with this
tricky.
because yeah, it gets very tricky, really, really tough. So that's why I'm personally just not a fan of trading the open usually. And I think the hardest part is once you get like one or two good
Mhm.
days of trading the open, you're
Yeah,
like, I'm good.
yeah.
I can trade it whenever I
Nope,
want now.
it'll show you real
It's
quick.
like,
I'm looking at this
yeah,
1 minute or 30-second order block just in case there is a quick push. But either way, if not, I'm still well within risk. I'm not. Yeah. See, there's just no momentum there. It makes sense based on the.
yeah,
I mean, look at we've just kind of went up since 3 a.m. So when you
yeah,
have this overnight expansion like this, it gets tricky. Gets tricky.
yeah, for sure.
Especially if I think back to even like Monday's open. Yeah, this is so the idea is working. I just trailed it a little too quick. Monday's open was very, very, very sketchy. There was like 10-point wicks on ES. It was that was insane.
Yeah. The volatility's definitely calming down a bit. I mean, we're back down to where are we on VIX? I watch VIX futures sometimes on the side, but just VIX itself. Let's see. Down to 27,
Progress.
which is still
Yeah,
relatively high, but I mean, it went up to
that doesn't even make
60.
sense to me.
So yeah, but like the VIX is just kind of just cruising back down slowly but surely. So I don't see anything crazy
Yeah, I feel like we'll
happening
miss the volatility when
soon.
it's gone, but man, like some of these days are crazy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just going to be weird going back to trading like full size contracts for
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna
just
be
been
in
so used
like
to trading
5 minutes.
I've been so used to trading micros, and I'm like once the VIX falls enough, you go to trade the same amount of micros, and you're like, wait, I only made like $20
Yeah,
on
like a
that trade.
massive move. You're like,
Before that would make me like 400 or
yeah,
500. Like, what's going on?
yeah. Overall structure is, I think, pretty tough right here. There's not much you can do. It's an inside day. You're getting kind of barcode at the open. Like it's a range within a range within a range. You have a daily range, you have an hourly
Yeah.
range, and then you have prior day range. So
Mm-hmm.
it's either,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you either are super selective with the shots you take, which is, I mean, that's the best bet on 99% of, like 99% of the time. Just be patient with it. There's no reason to
Yeah.
push.
What's interesting actually right now on I told you I watch like SPY
Mm,
and QQQ still, like in their levels, is Qs are testing their 21 daily moving average right now. Also 18,900 on NQ. So this would be an interesting rejection point if we do
right.
reject here for the bearish thesis. But again, I'm just trying to chill super hard right now. Oh no, wait, did this move? Let's see.
Yeah, under like 820, I think would be a
1283.
decent, like if you look at like the 5 minute, that'd be a good little pivot area, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, this is an area where it seems like this could be a top. However, there's no point in trying to time that. You'll have a better understanding once it starts breaking like 5 minute swings,
Yeah.
which is, it would be nice
Let's see.
because the downside is substantially easier, right? With this structure, in my opinion, it's just all higher lows. You know, it's the easiest long in the world
Yeah.
overnight. Okay.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. A nice little
Mhm.
sweep too. Just sweep of the lows, reclaims, bullish structure, bullish sentiment overall. So it looks like for continuation, it looks good. But you got YM puking back
Yeah.
down towards the lows. Um, I'm in this ENPH swing and it's popping at the open, which I don't like to see, but I kind of have to like let it try to do its thing. We'll see. Okay, we got YM cracking back lower a little bit.
Yeah, this thing got hammered at the open.
39, 39 500.
ES, like ES is kind of leading
Dude, I
weak
remember.
ES.
Yeah, YM sometimes has these insane like opening candles where they'll be like 400 points in like 1 minute. You're
Yeah.
like, wait, what? And then you try to get involved, and you're just like, oh,
Yeah,
well,
you
now I'm
just, it doesn't
screwed.
even move 1 inch lower. All right.
Yeah,
Let's
literally.
try this real quick.
for
Yeah, I
short.
might ditch it really quick. I don't like how it immediately bounced. I want a trade like that where it moves
Yeah,
immediately
you
because now it's
scroll
wicking.
through.
Yeah, I'm done with this thing pretty much. Try to trail out real quick.
It looks
Yeah,
decent.
let's see. Give it an inch. Okay, we might get lucky on this one. Hmm. I hate the one thing I hate about Project
It
X
just
is
seems
because the five
tricky.
minute didn't close near where I wanted it to. It bounced real aggressive. That's why I'm
Yeah.
cool taking a partial stop. Because yeah, look, yeah, that 1 minute is not great for me. MNQ,
That's why I'm just trying to wait. I'm just trying to wait right
yeah,
now, dude. It just this location wise.
I do think it's going to give an opening range break. Honestly, I just don't know which way. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
900 made sense. ES looked a little weak, but yeah,
Yeah.
let's see. Because you do have upside levels, downside levels. It's mid range, so man.
Man, this ENPH is not doing what I want it to do, dude. It's so annoying. Such a good daily setup. I'm like, come on, just give me
Right?
follow through
The
continuation.
hammer looked insane.
It looked insane. And then yesterday you have the manipulation like up into 50. And then we close on the lows, inverted hammer, backfilled the gap. I'm like, this thing has to go lower. But of course, it doesn't
Yeah.
have
As
to.
soon
It
as you
can do
say
whatever
it,
it
the market
wants.
knows. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
I know, dude. It's so annoying.
You're like, there's no way this could go wrong. And it immediately goes wrong somehow.
I know, yeah. Yeah, so far just pushing up, dude. But
I mean, if it's going to push up at any point, isn't it better at the open? Yeah.
yeah, I'd rather have it get
Then
pushed
you
up to the
get
open
10
and
a.m. to save
then
you a little bit.
yeah, and then have it get screwed and finally rejected. Like if they're just seeking out, bottom feeders.
Yeah, just people trying to hope for a miracle.
Well, just like, dude, it's been so beat up, but I've learned also from my past. I'm like, okay, just follow
Yeah.
the trend with these type of things. I'm not trying to catch a bottom on
Yeah. You're
something
like,
like
what is, I
this.
don't
I'm
even know
like,
what ENPH is. I'm going to be honest with you.
it's a energy
Gotcha.
stock.
Okay.
It used to be like
Okay.
$300, and then now it's down to like
Sounds like every energy
$40.
stock ever.
Yeah,
Yeah. So far, so good as far as what you're saying. It's just been a blend, just chopping everybody up, which is cool. Love to see it. Taking a couple
hmm
paper cuts, but I mean, realistically, I know I'm going to come into today and kind of stab at some shit. I don't have like some crazy
yeah,
intention of like hitting some home run. You know what I mean? So if I take a couple paper
yeah,
cuts, like it's not the end of the world.
yeah. I'm liking. There's definitely divergence kind of going on. I mean, Qs are pushing back towards the highs. YM is getting rejected by VWAP right now. Um, but it's also still holding this 39,550 on YM. That's why, classic the open, dude. I
Yeah.
need more time. It's one of
Yeah,
those
the
tricky
open, I mean, a
ones.
couple times it's been more prevalent, I feel like lately that the open is a good trade. However, it's not every single day. Like this daily
Mhm.
setup is not great.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the first thing I like to do every morning is look at like where is the daily setup. So the very first thing in my process that I do. And I just like to be honest with myself. Like literally sometimes I'll be like, dude, this is in an awful location.
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck this is gonna
Yeah.
go. Like I'll literally write that in my plan. And I'm like, okay, cool. That allows me to hopefully stay objective with this though, and be like, yeah, you just told yourself out loud, like you're kind of confused on where you don't have clarity on it. So the best thing to do is just be patient and just wait to see like actually what happens and give it some
More
time.
traders, if they just acknowledge the fact that like they understand price, but they for whatever reason they feel like they need to know every single day. Dude, I don't know shit half the time. You know, that's why like you'll
Yeah,
try some shit. And it's like sometimes it'll work,
yeah,
sometimes it won't. But if you just admit you're
yeah,
like, yeah, I don't know where it's going, that doesn't mean you have to keep looking. That means you just have to simply wait, simply align with whatever's starting to make sense to
yeah.
you. There's not like a one size fits all when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's like when I like to say really
Yeah.
objective, like with VWAP, like I talk about a lot. Like yesterday, like fucked me up, dude. Like I was just my first
Mm.
trade was green and it was working, and then it kind of got erratic and it ended up going to break even. And I was in it for like
Yeah, fuck all
30
that.
minutes or something like that. So you know how it is. That's really frustrating. You're up like four to five
Yeah.
hundred, and then like just based on how whipsaw it was yesterday, I couldn't really even afford to move it
Yep.
into trail profit because I was like, it's one of those where I was like, I gotta let this trade. It's kind of just doing its thing. And then from there, we had the
Oh god.
news candle happen. And I like right after that, I like got in like a little bit too early and I got in with too much
Mhm.
size. And then before you know it, I was like, oh shit, this is too much size. Like I didn't calculate this correctly. And like I got out and I was like down 800 right
Dude,
away. And I
that's
was
the
like,
worst.
oh fuck,
I remember
no.
looking at that shit.
So
I'm
that
like,
was
how
really
did anybody
frustrating.
trade this?
Yeah, I know. It was hard, super hard. And then of course, back to like being objective, I was like, well, we were holding QQQ VWAP like the whole
Mhm.
morning for like if you wanted to catch that initial kind of push, and then like I was like, oh, of course, that's my objectiveness, but I was already
Yeah.
in the hole too much, and like, look, my daily loss is 1150, so I was like, dude, I have like one more attempt
You say your
maybe,
daily loss is 11? Nice. Yeah, that's
1100,
smart.
yeah, yeah, personal daily loss. I'm like,
Dude,
oh,
I'm
so I'm
telling
gonna
you,
do
the
that.
people who just will not put a daily loss limit, I don't know what to say. Like, just put it. You know what I mean? It's what is it gonna do? Kill you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, it
It's
saves
yeah, it
you
gives
like
you another
it's
day,
because there's
another
so
couple
many
days.
there's so many times you just want to keep pushing it. Like it's like it's I did actually a
Mhm.
podcast yesterday with Austin and
Oh,
Dr.
nice.
Dave. Yeah, and so we talked about the concept of
Yeah,
adrenaline and how like all of us traders have a lot of adrenaline, and like when we blow prop accounts and go through this shit, it usually stems from just
yeah,
adrenaline
absolutely.
and like fight or flight in the moment. So like ways to mitigate that is going to allow you to like to really just stay in your level headedness. But once it takes over, it's hard because it's so
It's
subconscious.
it kind of blows your mind when you scroll through Twitter and you see all the people that are like, "Oh, I blew 17 prop evals today, but," and I'm like, "How is there a but in that
Yeah.
sentence?
Yeah,
How
but
are you gonna make that sound good in your mind?"
I only lost
Yeah,
like
doing the math.
actually like
All right,
1500
we're
or
kind of
something.
cooking. Not gonna lie, kind of cooking.
Yeah, we are
I'm
starting to
long
cook now.
3.
Yeah,
I'm kind of cooking a little bit.
nice.
I'm a pro.
Yeah, it looks
I
good.
need to take.
I unfortunately have no
That's fine. I
entry
mean, I
here.
had to take $400 in losses to get my trade. You know what I mean? So
To
it's
get your
like
initial.
it's a pro and con. I'm looking at my profit factor,
Yeah.
and before I was like, man, I lose too much, so I stopped trying to take losses by having like wider stops. Wrong. I need the losses to make the
Mhm.
money. It's weird. Because you try the ideas. So this idea could have worked maybe with a wider stop, but I wouldn't have had 3 contracts in it. You know, I would
Yeah,
have had
yeah.
one.
Gives you like more gives you more confirmation when you do attempt like the
Yep.
wrong way, and then it really like invalidates you. You're like, okay, I'm just not
Yeah, even
correct
if you
on
fade
this.
it, even if you fade the move and you get quickly stopped out, you're like, nope, that
Mhm.
I know it's not a short right now. So it's
Exactly.
there's different styles to it. I mean, I try to learn from wherever I can, different people doing different things. But one thing I see with prop traders, the guys who do really good are just green every day.
Mhm.
And it's not because they have a
Yeah,
low win rate strategy, it's because they secure profits. And
yeah. They
yeah,
lock
so
them.
that's the lower time frames. That's the scalp type models.
Exactly.
It's not the fucking home run swing
Yeah,
trades. You know who's one of the most
yeah.
consistent traders I see almost every single day on Twitter for whatever reason is Patrick Wyland. I don't see
I
anyone with a
know.
better
I
P&L
dude.
curve than him. It's just up.
I know. Everyone talks shit on him, but like it's he trades bull flags and bear flags, and like if you watch him
Yeah.
trade, he's dragging trails real
Yep.
quick and
Yep.
stuff, and it's like
You give credit where it's
it's
due, and
like
honestly,
okay,
I think a lot of people they'll shrug it
okay,
off. But I mean, that's what got me successful in the beginning, being very aggressive with trails. I thought it was immature to do,
yeah,
so I stopped doing it, and then my P&L suffered
mhm,
greatly. So it's like I'm like,
yeah.
okay, I have data right there. Okay, this is kind of rejecting that one. Took one off, but it's pretty much at my
Took one
trail.
off.
Let's see.
Yeah,
So I'll be down $100 if this fails and hits my trail stop, and if not, I think we'll probably take one off 19,000. Sounds good. And then we're gonna let one run for fucking forever. Yeah, until
forever,
next week.
forever. That's crazy. YM just actually made a lower high,
Okay.
which is
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
So I'm kind of watching that. But I'm not getting involved here. I don't have enough
Yeah,
credit.
this is
And I can't chase
no, no,
NQ now.
no.
That would
I
be
mean,
the
I was on a call with someone yesterday and I was saying how like so basically the best way to put it like an order block for in a continuation model, it's like it's the upside down H, but like you enter at the top of the H, that
Mhm.
works so
Oh,
good
okay.
in this
Yeah, yeah.
market. Like the last couple months, I
Yeah.
don't even trade fair value gaps really. It's just order blocks. They work
Okay.
really, really, really fucking good. So even though you feel like a move could be extended, I mean, you find that little box in there, and you just take that risk, break
Yeah.
even. That's the type of thing that's because I was struggled to get involved in shorts, and that's how I started to fix that. So it's definitely
Mm,
something worth looking at because I even asked the guy, I was like, "So
upside
do you
down.
think this chart's too extended?" He's like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "But what about on the daily?" He's like, "Oh no, not at all." So it's like it could still be
Mm,
at a discount in a higher time frame. Not this scenario, but just in
yeah.
general. That's something I've been noticing.
Yeah. Here's 19,000
Yeah,
NQ. This will be a really big area to focus
I
on.
needed to hit the level exactly.
YM, yeah, YM's actually pushing
Okay.
through its equal. It's about to push through its equal highs, so it's looking a little bit
Oh
better.
wow, YM really did fucking save the day. Team effort. Shout out Chan.
Yeah, literally, yeah, that 39,550. I remember seeing that and be like, this actually might be a good entry, but it was just not where I wanted to be involved
So
with.
I'll be pretty much break even if this fails. I'm trailing real aggressive. I guess I'm on the 15-second chart for everyone at home. I just realized that right now.
Dude, why don't you go to the
Ah,
1 second
yeah.
chart,
You know
man?
what? I have a trader. He trades tick charts.
Dude, I had a. If you're watching, Colton used to do that, and then I made him move to the fund. I
It's
was
a
like,
big thing.
he'd like bring it up, and I'd be looking at it, and I'd be like, okay, like I'm like, where do you place your risk against this? He's like I would get out here, get out here. I'm like trying to read it, and it almost looks like
Yeah, I
Heikenashi's,
have a
and I'm
trader
like,
who uses those too.
okay, like if it
Yeah,
works for you,
there's
I
certain.
understand, but like he was kind of like struggling a little bit with using those type of charts. So I was like, let's move
Yeah.
to the 5 minute. Let's look at normal candles and then see if that helps. And it did
So
help him. So,
I'm officially up $12 on the day. I made 400 back with that, and that was not too bad. Yeah,
oh,
it's
there you
kind of
go.
pointless, but not every day I'm going to lose fucking 4 trades in a row or whatever it was. Sometimes it just happens.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So take some
yeah,
stabs.
I think I made $30 in Asia, so I might be down 15 on the day, but I mean, who fucking cares? But I'm up almost 6 grand on the month so far with this account. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a good rotation. So anyone watching, like, if you haven't heard of that concept, getting all the indices in alignment, that's typically what you want to see. You want to see the weakest one kind of
yeah,
catch up to the rest, and it really does create like this squeeze effect.
yeah. It is nice. I do like actually YM's rejecting the
Yeah,
highs here now. I might try this short, to be
I
honest.
mean, if there's something, it'd definitely be YM if anything.
I think I'm gonna try the short and put the. I think I'm giving it a second still.
Do we have
Let's
data
see.
at 10 or anything like that? I think we might have some.
Oh, let me look. Forex Factory. What is today? Thursday. We have existing home sales at
Nice.
7 a.m.
How's it going, Chan? How you
That's it.
doing?
Okay.
So yeah, everyone at home, that's how you make $400. The idea is just don't lose 400 before you make the 400, because then you actually have profit.
Yeah. A little bit more patience. You taking those pre markets, man.
Yeah.
Those are kind of the
Oh no,
hard
no, no,
ones.
wrong contract. That is definitely the wrong contract. I just loaded three
Still
ES.
chilling
I just
here.
pulled
I
an
never
Evan.
I never
I
entered
literally just
YM.
pulled an Evan. Bro loaded up like what do you
Oh,
say, 4 ES or something like that contracts, and blew like five.
oh,
He blew 4 grand in like a couple minutes.
in oopsies. Yeah. Okay. I like this reject of 700 here. Let's see. Can this fall back down? 650. Right. I'm gonna go
Do
short
it.
YM here.
Yeah, I think YM's a weak one. I'm trying like one last squeeze on ES, but if it doesn't work, it's not a big deal.
I'm in MYM for reference. Stop is at the highs.
It's like we've been trading indices for so long. I look at gold. I'm like, why didn't I just trade this for months?
Yeah, I know. Why didn't I stick with this? This might be a quick stop and take me out.
I heard a quote. It was something like, I think we build a lot of resistance around things that we just don't want to happen, like taking a loss or this or that. Like, so it becomes like this huge thing in our mind. But if you just simply don't care, like if you take a loss, like it really won't kill you.
That's why
Yeah.
location is so important. Meaning, like, like for me to get long right here, I'm like, where do I structurally put my stop? Right? I have, structurally speaking, it has to be fucking
Yeah.
way down
Yeah.
there. It makes no sense. So, like, not that I like want to go against the trend, but like if there's an area that like we just swept liquidity or we just tested a level, I'm like, if I can attempt that and I'm only risking, like in this case right now, I'm about to get
Mhm.
stopped down this YM. I lost $170
Yeah, it's not
clean.
the end of
Like
the
I'm like
world. That's
that's
kinda what land
fucked.
stocks are too. It's
Okay.
like bet based on your confidence. Like, dude, if that was like a fucking
Yeah,
10 out of 10 trade, it'd be 1,700 bucks instead of 170 that you'd be risking. So,
exactly. Yeah,
you I
exactly.
always I like
So
throwing pennies at things, but I'll save the hundreds for, like,
yeah,
the important trades. That's
yeah.
ultimately how you afford it. But yeah, it's like I it's a good learning exercise. So yeah, limit your trades and say, oh, take 2, 3 trades a day. It's great. It will teach you a lot of discipline about
Yeah, for sure.
selectivity, about location. However, if you trust yourself to not fucking go all crazy, you can try a couple different trades. There's literally no rule about where you can enter, where you can exit. Markets can do some crazy
Yeah.
shit. Like they can genuinely
Mhm.
move in ways that you wouldn't imagine. So it never hurts to be
Yep.
curious with that stuff. As long as it aligns with your underlying view of markets, then by all means go for it.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Just it's
Yeah.
risk reward, dude. Like I'm like, okay, that just proved me wrong. Maybe I was a little early, but again, the markets are all pushing right now. I'm not going to try to like. It's the opposite of catching a
Right.
falling
Yeah.
knife. I'm not going to be trying to short every pop now. I'm just going to wait probably till past 10 a.m. now and kind of like give it a little bit more time. But
That's low key why I hate shorting
there's a
because
fair,
I short every pop and I get fucking run over. I'm like traumatized after like my
yeah,
first year. I did that so much that I'm good.
it's tough. Very, very tough.
So yeah, I'm in this extremely extended long. But one thing that Isaac said, he goes, markets can be out of balance for a while. Meaning, like, even though you trade a mean
For
reversion,
sure.
there might not be a reversion to the mean. It just might not happen,
Yeah, for sure.
which kind of fucks me up in February because I was always looking for that sweep of a high to get short, and it just never happened. It'd just be 20 down candles in a row.
Oh, I know, dude. That was awful. That was awful.
So yeah, I'm in. We'll see if I get one partial off at about 4 points. Or no, that's 6 points, I guess.
Just cruising now.
Yeah, this is stuff that like I was kind of getting mad at traders a couple weeks ago. I'm like, how are you guys fucking just taking these extended ass entries? This is a terrible fucking trade. But then I kind of had to sit there and think, I'm like, but they're making money. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm being biased.
Yeah,
I'm
I
being
mean,
biased.
yeah, it's like I mean, you could take
Mm,
momentum based entries as long as you have something to kind of
yep.
place risk against and if it's doing the damn thing, right? If it's consistently making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, the trailing method
Hmm.
too, like, are we like bar by bar? Are we not breaking the prior bar low, depending on what time frame you're on, obviously? If it's doing all that, then yeah, you can ride the momentum, like, and move the trail, kind of like you're doing
Yeah,
right
it doesn't
here.
it doesn't make sense what in like theory you'd be like, there's no way this is a good trade. However, you can simply do those basic mechanical things you're talking about. Prior bar low, prior
Hmm.
bar high as a trailing system. I mean, if Lance does that shit, if he talks about that shit, like you would think that would be something that would be beneath him or something, right? Like it seems so rudimentary, but it works. It
Yeah,
pays. So
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, people forget that like the basics. Once you get more advanced with trading, like you forget the basic shit is like what still works. Basic
Mhm.
market structure, higher lows, lower highs. But in the moment, like, especially once you learn more things, you're like, okay, is this going to fall into my fib here and my fair value gap and retest my level and then retest view up at the same time? Okay, it is. And then it's like, bro, we're making lower highs. Like, why are you going
Right.
against it or
Yeah.
something?
Sometimes, yeah, literally, you think you're all smart
So,
but you have all these techniques and all these tools until the market gives you 15 up candles in a row. Then you can't even catch it like at all. like, you're like, oh,
yeah,
you have to only
literally,
be able to trade it if it does this one specific thing.
literally.
Yeah. This is a crazy market for sure right now. Very strong.
Yeah, I do like, I guess, from a bigger picture perspective, that we had that sell off
Mhm.
on Monday and then the full reclaim on Tuesday. So that's what I really like because I'm like, oh, from
Yeah.
a bullish point of view, that looks good. So yeah, it might take some time to digest and get back up there, but like that's why I'm in those Apple
Oh,
leaps
yeah.
still. Like those things are still crushing it. Like I literally almost caught the bottom in it. One of my clients, he's probably watching Prob. He literally caught them at the bottom. So I was talking to him about the setup, and I took it that day, and then the next morning it moved down just a
Yeah,
hair lower, and he snagged them. And I think its average price is like literally the actual bottom of it. And I'm like,
that's
holy
insane.
shit! And so the hardest part for him is, he was up like 200 and something percent, which is obviously awesome. But I'm like, dude, these expire in January. This is a longer term hold. So, we had to sit through that little pullback drawdown, but now they're almost kind of back to where they were, which is
Yeah, I mean
cool.
that was a crazy
And then
trade.
when a
I
leaps, like
wish I wish I did some
you
leaps.
gotta
I just have a
just,
lot of Apple stock.
yeah, leaps can be
I
great.
didn't even think about
It
it
can be great.
honestly.
I love how this is just going consistently up and just no
Yeah,
entry, no
it's
nothing
kind
taken.
of this is some Chad
I
behavior with
just
the market
refuse to
today.
I just refuse to
Yeah,
chase
you
this, dude. It just doesn't make sense. We're so far. Especially this is the classic I get fucked. I'm like, all right, well, it's just going up now. And it's like, well, we're so far from VWAP. We're so far from any levels. We're so far from even just the
you would
9
hope it would
EMA.
come anywhere
Like
near it. Yeah.
yeah, like the 9 EMA, like I don't use that as like a
Mhm.
strategy, but I use
Yeah,
it
of
for
course.
reference. I'm like, okay, like we're holding it or we're really far from it. Why do I want to enter up here? It's just
It really
chasing.
is. And
So
but the thing is, like, I what I distinctly remember from the second podcast with Isaac is when he talks about like there's different types of markets, right? Like this is the conclusion I drew. It's obviously we have our traditional like ranging type markets we've had for the last couple of years, but then there
mhm,
are markets that trend extremely aggressively, and they
yeah,
don't really give pullbacks. Like the strongest trend days I can think of,
uh,
they don't pull back at all. So for me, because I was very, very principled in the stance, like, oh, this is a terrible fucking trade that I'm taking right now. I would live and die by that
mhm,
opinion. However, it's kind of arrogant because you could make money doing this. So I had to assess like my bias because it was clouding my judgment. And I'm like, okay, if I could find some sort of small entry, like you just have to look at the
yeah.
market differently. And I have a guy, Sebastian, who like his charts will be like he'll be like super zoomed in like this, and I'm like, that's so fucking stupid. But he makes $500 on the day. I'm like, I guess I'm fucking stupid, honestly. So
Well, you also know how to trade with the smaller time
it's an art
frames.
for
That's the
sure.
thing, and I don't.
Yeah.
You know how it is. Like I never recommend that to anyone that's more of
Mhm.
a beginner because you get so lost in
Yep.
that sauce of those lower time frames, like
Yeah,
all
it'll
the
cook you for
time.
sure.
So
But with this
yeah,
volatility though, I will say it's like the small time frame is like an actual microscope. It looks like a seed or whatever from like
yeah,
normal eyesight, but you put it under a microscope and there's like a
hmm
fucking microscopic village on it. That's like that's like
yeah,
price action because you're like, how is this
yeah.
not an hourly chart when you really zoom in? All right, cool.
Did you ever watch
Yeah, yeah.
Futurama? Okay, so my girlfriend used to watch it all the time, and randomly the other night she was like, "Oh, can we watch this one episode?" Like we like randomly thought of it. I was like, "Yeah," and it's the one where Bender like gets like lost in
Mm,
space, and all of a sudden like there's this little colony of people that form on him, and he becomes God, and it's like he's like zooming in on them, and they're all really small.
dude.
It's like, oh, like there's the village.
Oh man, yeah, and that's your 15-second time frame. Honestly, dude, this is some stupid ass
Yeah.
action. Like when I actually take a minute and look at it from like an objective standpoint, like what is this? It's just up.
So here's some sauce for everyone listening. I think that would help. Two scenarios when we push hard like this and get our first pullback is the first, like when we first pull back, you got to think everyone that's missed the move is going to be like, okay, I need to get involved, need to get involved, need to get involved. And this is the scenario where it might pull back and just keep pulling back and pulling back and pulling back. So it's like every area you try to get involved, it might not work just because it's so
Mm.
aggressive right now, like on the push. I've seen that happen so many times where it's like almost like V-shaped reversal, but like to the opposite, like to the downside.
You would hope. Like I feel like it's better for everybody for it to like not work this trade that I'm in, but it's still holding higher, which is kind of rude. Like
Kind of
it
rude.
just won't give up. I mean, it's 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Apparently, data did nothing, so we'll see.
Yeah. Let's
But
see.
how's the options market been lately? I haven't really looked at too much.
I haven't
Yeah,
been trading them too much. It's finally earnings
yeah.
season again. That's why I hopped in the EMPH short. So and it's like again, just it's hard when it's hard with swings because you really kind of have to think about the daily candle overall, but then you got to think about timing on the contracts as well. So that's EMPH. It's actually finally starting to roll over a little bit here. Um, So I'm like, I'm waiting to. I hope it kind of falls through. But that's the thing is like you have to give it some time and some patience to like let it do its thing because structurally speaking, from like a daily point of view or a higher time point of view, it's not doing anything
Mhm.
wrong. It's just like subtly pulling
Right.
back, which it
It's like a
needs to.
little it's a wick on a higher
Um,
time frame. Yeah, this
yeah,
thing got nuked. That's crazy.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got so nuked, dude. And meanwhile, the market just continues to go straight up with zero entry at
Yeah,
all.
NQ is almost at that was a prior day high. Jesus. I picked the wrong asset. I'm in ES, which is just like barely chugging along. It's not even gonna
Yeah,
follow through.
NQ's flying, dude. Okay, I like this. I think I'm gonna short YM here. Try it one more time. Stop at the highs because I like this breaking back down through
And it swept that
39,800.
like previous high to the left on the 15.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is gonna roll. Let's see if the rest of them drop. MNQ is
Yeah,
in
let's
its
see if it
own
rolls.
lane, I guess. ES might be second. We'll see. ES might start to roll.
I love this little overshoot on YM. Love it, love it, love it. I think I'm gonna actually add to it here. Yeah, I just added to it. Stop above the highs.
Yeah, I mean, it should start to fucking push. The topping
Dude,
tail.
fucking EMPH, bro. It's so funny once your eyes get used to seeing charts and like what they can do
Mhm.
in like the one of two scenarios, and you know you're just fucked. Like this ENPH, like it like barely swept this like little low, and
Oh
I'm like, all
yeah.
right, as long as this doesn't rip back through VWAP, I'm good. And then of course it's ripping back through VWAP, and I'm like, if that thing gets up towards 47s, I'm gonna stop out of it. I really tried to give it some time and let it work, but just the theta's eating away at me on these contracts. I don't even know what they're at. I need to look at them. This YM looks beautiful. I'm up 300
Yeah, let's see
here.
if ES will do the same soon.
Looks fucking yeah.
Under
This is a cool part about
54.30.
watching multiple markets.
Yeah.
I might hold this dude and look for like a just a like that
Mhm.
scenario. We never actually pull, but like we never get a bounce. We just continue to flush. I'm gonna look for VWAP first, see what it does, and then go from there.
Yeah, I'd be interested ES under 54.30. I think that will start to pivot. I need to look at NQ though, see what that's doing. Yeah, right now I'm just on a laptop. I have all my other monitors in my other office, so I'm like I'm like flying blind a little bit. Mm.
Flying blind. Oh
Yeah,
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 you
yeah.
moved,
Here at my
right?
house, so
That's right.
be getting
Sick.
everything over there probably this weekend. I just had to get a fucking truck, move some furniture,
Yeah.
fun stuff.
Nice. All right, let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. I'm ready for the markets to turn. Please turn.
It's looking like it wants to. I mean, I just need NQ a little weaker. I think yeah, NQ is glued to the highs. From
That's
my first
crazy,
entry,
bro.
I am kicking myself. If I was still in that
Right.
first entry, fuck. But hey, I mean, if for everyone paying attention at home, remember what I was saying about that new day gap? We held that new day gap right there. That's literally what we did. I said, regardless if you get wicked out or not, which I did, it still worked. And then that opening range break, it worked. I got wicked out. The only thing I tried to short was ES. I never tried to short NQ today. Fuck that.
Not a good 5 minute close there for YM for the bear case, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
this thing's fucking.
It just
All
strong,
right.
dude. Just can't
Are we gonna fucking?
can try
Are
and
we gonna do
just
this?
still have my stop at the highs here. I'm just gonna let it trade. I'm not gonna touch it.
Do not play with me, ES. Are we gonna do this? All right.
This YM, dude. Just roll over. Come on. I know you want to. Just die. Just eat
That's
shit.
literally mood. every time it's like it knows what you want, and it's just like, let's just
Of
drag this
course.
out.
Watch it sweep one more time and then fail. That's probably what's going to happen. Dude, it's in just cruising. They're just going.
Yeah, NQ, like it's really hard for me to think anything's gonna happen with NQ kind of
Something.
just pushing. The fact that it's like glued to the top candle of the screen.
Yeah. This creates classic FOMO scenarios though of everyone wanting to get
For sure.
involved.
Yeah, I would not be blasting the top with any sort of size. That's for sure for anybody. It's like if you're gonna stab at
Yeah.
this thing, fucking nibble. Like maybe if you want.
And then average
Yeah,
into
yeah.
it if you need to.
You can always get more invested into something as it develops, but to just get full port at the top, it's like that's what they want you to do. And as soon as you do that, they know. They know.
Yeah. They know. Even on your
Yep.
sim
Yeah.
account, they know.
As soon as my order hits the book, I love when I enter a trade and then it never goes up from once I buy. It only goes down. I'm like, how
Yeah,
did
you're
that
like,
happen?
oh, yeah,
Like
literally.
25 ticks in a row just straight to my stop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, ENPH is fucking
What?
it's going for it.
It's
What a bitch.
I know, dude. I'm
Yeah.
fucked, dude. This is so annoying. If anyone's in this swing and with and strong trading, you can feel free to stop out. Like if we break 47, I'm gonna stop out.
Yeah, the way it's kind of just disrespecting those wicks, I just saw it a second ago. It's tough. It's tough. I've
Piss
never
me
had a
off.
trade like that where I'm like, man, it was really good that I held this. It's normally like it's about to tell
I
me to get
know.
out.
Yeah, it's already
Yeah.
basically telling me to get out right here. But again, that's the hard part of
Mm.
swinging is I'm like, okay, but still big picture, like this thing is just still overall weak on the daily.
Dude, what a fucking trade.
What a train, dude. This is crazy.
Yeah,
Nothing I can do.
I'm literally on some
I'm
schizo
gonna get
shit.
stopped right
So
here.
if anyone's this is what I was talking about with that order block, that upside down H pattern. If you guys aren't familiar, this is something that just worked really fucking good in this market. I've never traded order blocks as much as I have in the last like 2 weeks. It's just you see this little risk. So my entry's right here. And the way that I trade it personally is as soon as it displaces and I could get this more than double the contract, so like $8 for 2 contracts. That way I mathematically break even. I'm good. Because even if it stops me out, I'm up like an extra like $2-3, whatever. However, it could
Mm-hmm.
work, which it might. Very, very
This
interesting
shit's
stuff.
crazy,
If
bro.
you're smarter than me, you'd be trading NQ and you would have never sold your initial contract that you bought before the open. I had 7 before the open and I got wicked out. I literally had 7
The
fucking
hard part of
contracts of micro
yeah,
NQ.
it's the hard part of over
Yeah.
managing.
Yeah. It's a double edged sword because I'm like, sometimes it helps me a lot. Like, obviously, like I'll get an $800 trade with $60 in risk. Like, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
But today I missed out on probably a lot more than that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I just got stopped on YM again, dude. Nothing I
Mhm.
can do. I've tried twice. This thing is going straight up. I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like literally, this is one of those scenarios where just like you miss the long.
Do you play into the mania, right?
Okay,
Like,
like what the fuck am I supposed to do? Chase this? I can't chase this higher
it's very
personally,
hard.
dude. Like there's no way.
I don't like it. It takes a lot for me to do this like morally because I feel like a fucking noob doing it. But if it works, then it's like, maybe there's a time and place for things. I had one of my guys tell me that. He's like, yeah, well, if it's working right now, isn't that a valid strategy then? And I'm like, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, you're right,
Yeah,
but yeah,
exactly.
because I mean, dude, I tell you that I want to be the trader who just enters on the 15 and just lets it run, but like most of the time, that's just not realistic. There will be rotations in between. There's a million different ways to do this,
Yeah,
and I think it always comes back to like whatever fits your personality best. I can
yeah,
manage stuff super aggressively, and it doesn't really like bother me if I get stopped or whatever.
yeah. All right, I'm trying YM one
Now it
last
might
time
be ready.
here
Let's see if
for the score. I know because now we just barely swept it, and I'm
running
like,
on NQ.
that actually would make more sense.
NQ is
So
kind of pushing. Oh yeah, that NQ. Oof, oof. We might be looking at this.
there we go. Finally, some
I might be
turn,
looking at the
dude.
short to talk about that same idea with a breaker. Right here would be this.
Yeah.
This will be. I mean, I'm gonna hit this with like nothing, honestly, just because I think the stop's gonna be pretty big. 36 to 12 points. Just need to see MNQ. MNQ through 40s would be great.
Bro, this is so insane. Every dip is
Yeah.
just being bought, basically. This is ridiculous.
There's no way they're gonna make me try this order block again. There's no fucking way.
This is crazy. Just risk reward wise, I can't take
Yeah,
the
it does.
long. It
It's
just
very, very,
doesn't
very
make
hard to do.
sense. So like that's why I've tried the short a few times. And I at least have a level to work with. 39,800 on YM right here. Needs to get back down below it though. Let's die here. It's good. NQ's
It looks like
turning.
it
We're
wants to. I see
we
it.
look like bro, you
Dude, it's
fucking
like
kidding.
it's
He's
not
about to
giving
buy
up.
out again. Oh my
It's
god,
not giving
man.
up. It's crazy.
This is absolutely
So
insane.
if I'm looking at ES, we do have this fair value gap right here, which is like my midpoint reference. So if it does start to hold the bottom of this, fuck, this would be annoying. MNQ, like I wanted an immediate push on NQ.
Crazy action, dude. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
You know, it's funny because there's like since everyone trades charts nowadays, everyone's super like picky about how their executions look on their charts, and I've been guilty of that for a long time. However, you really think pit traders were looking at their chart executions?
Oh
You think
yeah,
order
no
flow
way.
traders
I don't
actually
think
look at TradeZella? These motherfuckers, you know what I mean? They look at their P and L. Like what?
I know, literally. I think Jesse Livermore
Yeah.
was running his
He
trades
was going,
Zella.
yeah, going through his fucking.
Okay, ENPH, little interesting here. How we rejected the highs,
Oh, is
coming
it
back
starting to
down,
say? Yeah,
backfilling the
let's see if it
candle.
starts to save the day.
This is what I wouldn't. Yeah, save the
Yeah,
day,
that's actually
please.
very,
That'd be
very,
nice.
very clean.
That's
It
good.
completely is starting to undo what that 5 minute was setting up. That's you gotta love that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we just engulfed the whole 5 minute candle here on ENPH, but back down into VWAP and it bounces. So I need to see a close below VWAP here on ENPH. That'd be nice for the swing idea. Meanwhile, YM is just like, no, I don't care what you think or want. I'm just every dip's gonna be bought.
Yeah, it's really insane. These are in some insane markets for sure.
Bullish as fuck, dude. Bullish as fook.
It's kind of the opposite of what was happening a couple weeks ago in like February.
I
You know,
know.
where everyone's just
Literally,
like
it's the exact
you
opposite.
couldn't catch a bounce. Like I know I got my shit rocked during that time because I'm like it has to bounce a
Yeah.
little bit. Fuck no, it doesn't. It'll bounce in 2 weeks.
Mm-mm.
How about that?
Mm-mm. Yeah. No. This tag 850 finally.
All right, 15-minute candle close in 5 minutes or 5 seconds. What the fuck? What's wrong with me? Yeah,
5 minutes.
like it does really.
Yeah. What? All right. 7:15, 10:15, depending where you're located.
Yeah, it's nearing the end of that time. It's like
Backfill this wick to the downside. Give us the turn. Give us the turn. Not much you can do, but just be patient sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
you either give it the room to rotate or you're just like super tight on the upside. Like that's really it.
Yeah.
I would like it to go lower. I would genuinely like it to go lower. I think it's an easier trade. For it to keep squeezing like this, you have to be like, it's a manic move. Like when you see moves like this, they're very
Yeah.
animated, they're very emotional, they're insane. So you kind of have to
Yeah.
change how you look at the market with them. That's at least what I'm doing. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm
Hmm.
not getting involved. Or I could just kind of be a little crazy with the execution, if that makes sense. This is not like what I would prefer
Hmm.
to do. I like that. I like that easy trade, that pullback, that, pullback to VWAP. Make it that every day.
This looks good. I like the. I have a level on NQ
Oh yeah, the NQ looks like it's getting
19,082.
ready.
It looks like it's getting ready to roll, and if that can, then this YM can roll with it, which will be good. EMPH back down through VWAP. Let's go. Let's get some push, more push now to the downside. Looking a little bit better. Looking a little
Yeah, I
bit
think I'll
better.
try NQ through 52.
Yeah, I think that would be
Mm,
fair. And you'd have to have a stop above
yeah, do
100,
100.
but
Damn, that's a big ass
you
range.
should just you should try it here, honestly, and just put your stop above
Yeah.
100 if you're gonna try the short. Looks decent.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna add to my YM here if we break 800s here. Yep. Okay, I added. Dude, the amount of dip buyers is disgusting.
Yep. Yeah, it's glued to the highs.
It's just
All right,
glued, bro.
yes.
It's one of those, man. It's fucking one of those.
I'm gonna get one of these that works. That's for sure. I just keep getting wicked into the order block before it kind of triggers.
Distribution, please
Yeah, right.
distribute. Okay.
That's fucking. I'm just looking at NQ just be so resilient. The
So
strong,
resilient,
independent
bro.
woman. That's
So
for sure.
resilient. Strong, independent woman that don't need no man. All right, dude. This is so ridiculous, bro.
Thanks, Trump.
Literally. I mean, bigger picture. Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
for
thanks to the dip.
bringing us back to life. But Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, I just got stopped again. I'm pretty
Yeah,
much
I'd
done,
be
dude. I've
I'd be
taken
pretty
three
much done.
losses
This
in
is
a
my
row,
this will be
bro.
my last physical trade that I take.
I just had no entry. I
Yep.
can't chase.
Yep.
So
And
I'm
it's good for
like,
everyone seeing this. You get two
I
approaches.
tried it. Yeah, I tried
Yeah.
at good areas, but it
Dude,
just
that
didn't
was
work.
like
It just
I
didn't
felt that
work.
way for so long with like February. Like I didn't feel like I was taking bad trades till the very end, but it's just like if the market
Hmm.
sentiment or the regime is kind of shifting, it's like, dude, what the fuck are you supposed to do? If it doesn't want to dip,
Yeah, you could do.
like it's not going to give it.
Yeah,
So,
like look how it's like insanely
mhm.
resilient, bro.
And again, it's another one of those
Crazy
inverse
resilient.
H's, the order block. It's just I
Hmm.
don't know why they're so cracked
Hmm.
right now, but it's kind of the
Yeah.
move. So this will be my last one. I mean, I haven't like yeah, cool. I caught a $400 trade. I'm pretty much break even on the day. I'm down $50 total. I think 20 for this session, or yeah, like 20. But I made 30 last night, so whatever. This will bring me up in a little bit of profit. But the goal was never to make a ton today. Just kind of not blow what I
Yeah.
made yesterday. Being up 2 grand, it's easy for dude. You know how many traders I see fucking round trip that shit? They make 4 grand and then it's
Oh yeah.
gone. I'm like,
All the
yeah,
time.
real smart. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Where'd it
maybe
go?
don't, I don't know, size up. Like maybe respect the fact that you just earned a big ass amount of profit and cherish it. You know what I mean? Like
And put it in your pocket.
it's
Yeah.
not like for you to just immediately spend the next day. But yeah, I mean good shots today. You kept it like level headed. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the best thing we can do. Just stay in the game.
I can just sense I'm like, all right, I'm like frustrated. So I'm like, okay, this is what's gonna lead to me like I'm down
Yeah.
800, so I'm pretty damn fucking close to my fucking max.
Yeah.
But I gave it 3 good attempts. It just didn't follow through. I couldn't stomach taking the long based on that momentum. It just didn't make sense. It's like there's been not one pullback for
No,
my
there
system,
hasn't
but
been
there
one
has been
traditional
like
pullback. Yeah.
smaller time frame rejections
Yeah.
against levels, like like on YM especially. Like that's why I didn't take
Mm.
NQ, because at least with YM I had a rejection towards those highs. Like by the open 39,700, I had another level at 39,800 that had a rejection. Tried that, didn't work, didn't follow through. I'm like, okay, like not much I can do
Yeah,
there.
it's like every system will have its hiccups. I mean, I've had 2 periods this week where I was down over $1,000. Like, I ended up
Yeah,
being green on those days, but it doesn't always end that way. Except actually,
yeah.
no, Sunday I still have that red day. One of the days I recovered, but it just happens. It's not like you can't avoid losses. You ended up just taking a couple in a row without any ability to like get any profit out of it. Of course, you're going to be down
Hmm.
X amount. It's just that number times three. Yeah, it's the risk times
Yeah.
three.
Yeah, I never think about that, dude. Like I'm like trading multiple accounts. I'm like, oh, but I'm actually down. Like that's just like a way to create
Yeah.
more anxiety or more ego. Like I'm not a personal
Oh
fan of
no, I
that.
mean
Like
like
especially
I
people
mean
think,
just taking the stop. That's what it is. If you take a stop 3 times, you're going to be
yeah,
down
yeah.
3 stops on the account. Yeah, not
Oh,
even.
for sure, for sure. I
Oh
meant
no,
copy
that
trading.
that
Like
shit makes me go crazy too.
like when people are like on they trade
I
20
I
accounts on
can't.
Apex. They made $1,000 bucks. Like, dude, 20 grand day.
It
I'm like,
yeah.
was it?
Yeah, I'll lose my shit. Like it just doesn't work for me.
Like, do you get the same dopamine from that 20 grand day on your 20 Apex accounts as making 20 grand on one
I like
regular
one
account?
account
That's
honestly so
wild.
much better. You get more flexibility if you have 3 grand in drawdown on one account versus it spread out over 5 accounts. Like you get way more.
Yeah,
But yeah, hey,
for
yeah,
sure.
thanks for coming on. I know it's a little bit kind of rough action. I don't like this. I don't enjoy it. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing the best that I can with what I got, but I'm not a fan.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Is what it is. One of those days, dude. But we live to trade another day.
that's
It's the
that's all
whole
we do.
idea.
Yeah. So
So
hopefully everyone out there stayed safe.
yeah,
I mean, the week's pretty much done. Like we got one more day. Don't do anything too crazy.
yeah,
You won't ever make your
yeah,
week on a Friday, but you will fuck up your week on a Friday.
yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely. That's good
All right. Well,
advice.
I think we'll wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Hop
All right, bro.
off.
Good stuff.
I'll probably just leave this
Yeah.
trade. I'm done with this for the day. All right,
Okay.
everybody. Well, yeah,
Cool.
thanks for popping
All
by.
right. Later,
Peace
guys.
out.
Peace.